Lakers once again win a close one. Guys, they go to 13-0 in what the league calls clutch games. They have the third best record in the league overall. And on a night where the offense struggled at times, it was the defense and the rebounding and the tough play down the stretch, a formula that seems to be working for this Laker team. And Rob, also the brilliance of LeBron James and Luka Dončić.
LeBron James just dropped 30 points at 41 years old, while Luka Dončić went shot for shot with him. And somehow the Los Angeles Lakers flipped a 7-point deficit into an absolute fourth-quarter takeover against the New Orleans Pelicans. This was the same Lakers squad people have been criticizing for struggling against quality opponents, yet they completely locked in defensively and held New Orleans to just 17 points in the final quarter. 1 minute the game looked like it was slipping away, and the next, the Lakers were controlling everything on both ends of the floor. So how does a team go from looking inconsistent for 3 quarters to suddenly dominating the final 12 minutes like that? That's what everybody is trying to figure out right now. And before we dive into all the adjustments, momentum swings, and superstar performances that changed this game, I want to know—
21-year-old man last night did some pretty cool things. Dude, he still got it. LeBron James had a night.
LeBron James is 41 years old and still out here casually putting up 30 points on 10 of 19 shooting, moving like he's got fresh legs in a league full of guys half his age. At that stage of a career, most players are slowing down, but he's still finding ways to control stretches of the game and make it look almost effortless at times.
Again tonight, tied for fourth with Houston. There's LeBron! Throw it down with 2 hands to start the game. LeBron really active.
Meanwhile, most people his age are just dealing with sore knees and getting up from the couch a little too carefully. But LeBron James is still out here throwing down dunks, knocking down clutch threes, and making it all look way easier than it should at this stage of his career. It's honestly unreal to watch. But here's what makes this game so interesting: it wasn't just the LeBron show. Luka Dončić was right there with him, dropping a 30-point, 10-assist type of performance, going 11 of 22 from the field and keeping the offense flowing at a high level. When you've got 2 players combining for 60 points like that, you'd normally expect a blowout. Instead, the Los Angeles Lakers were actually trailing by 7 heading into the fourth quarter against the
dynamic duo of Luka and LeBron James here, Shanae.
Nasty. Come on.
What a move.
Not fair.
Split the screen.
And then right here, Luka once again, what a find to LeBron James. LeBron, drinking from the fountain of youth in this game, partner.
Oh my God.
Let that sink in for a second. The Los Angeles Lakers had both LeBron James and Luka Dončić cooking at the same time, combining for a huge scoring night, and they were still somehow down 7 heading into the fourth quarter against the New Orleans Pelicans. And this wasn't even a fully healthy Pelicans squad. This is a team that's been dealing with injuries all season and sitting near the bottom of the standings. So the obvious question is, how does a team with that much star power end up in that situation? At that point, it's either a sign of how inconsistent the Lakers can be when they lose focus, or how often they take their foot off the gas against weaker opponents. Because there's no world where a roster like that should be fighting from behind in the final 12 minutes against a struggling team like New Orleans.
Lakers down 7 going into the fourth quarter against this team that's in dead last in the Western Conference. And what happens, the Lakers really crank up the defense. You got Dalton Connect taking a charge. You've got Luka Dončić taking a charge. I mean, I feel like they really did a great thing in that fourth quarter, holding the Pelicans, who can score the ball, to only 17 points.
But then everything flipped in the fourth quarter for the Los Angeles Lakers. They completely outscored the New Orleans Pelicans 32-17 in the final frame, and it wasn't just an offensive burst, it was a full defensive takeover, the kind you expect from a true contender closing out a game. New Orleans, a team that can usually score in bunches, was suddenly held to just 17 points over 12 minutes. And that's not just solid defense, that's the kind of pressure that makes every possession feel like a battle. It started with the little things, the effort plays that shift momentum. Dalton Connect stepped up and took a charge, and Luka Dončić also put his body on the line with a charge of his own. When your main guys are willing to sacrifice like that on defense, it changes the entire energy of the team. And on top of that, Connect knocked down a huge three during.
You think about what LeBron is able to do, 10 for 19, 30 points out there just balling and looking very spry.
Dunking.
Jumping above the rim, putting his head, looking at. I think when you have moments like that, you think about that three he hit at the end of the quarter, you can tell he was feeling good. He had a little bounce in his step. He was moving the basketball. He was getting guys put in a position to score. So I think sometimes when you have an off night by one of your superstars, it's so great to have another superstar that's able to step up and take over a little bit.
But then the start of the fourth quarter for the LeBron James was straight up vintage. You could see it in the energy. The game was tight. The Los Angeles Lakers were down 7 to the New Orleans Pelicans, and it looked like he flipped a switch right away. In just the first couple of minutes, LeBron knocks down 2 threes, then finds Jared Vanderbilt for an easy layup. Just like that, the entire 7-point deficit is erased. Lakers take the lead, crowd gets involved, timeout gets forced, and the momentum completely swings. That's the kind of short, explosive takeover that separates elite superstars from everyone else, not necessarily long scoring runs, but those quick bursts where the entire game changes in under 5 minutes. He didn't need to dominate the whole quarter. He just needed a few possessions of peak aggression, and suddenly the Lakers were in control. From that point on, the Pelicans never really got back into rhythm, and the Lakers finished the job to secure another clutch win.
And guys, they go to 13-0 in what the league calls clutch games. They have the third best record in the league overall. And on a night where the offense struggled at times, it was the defense and the rebounding and the tough play.
The Los Angeles Lakers are now sitting at a perfect 13-0 in clutch games this season, undefeated when things get tight down the stretch. And that's the kind of stat that looks incredible on paper, because when the pressure hits, this team has actually found ways to close games instead of collapsing like they've done in past seasons. But that's also where the conversation gets interesting. For years, Lakers fans watched this same franchise drop winnable games against teams like the Hornets or Hawks, games they had no business losing. Now, even if it isn't always clean or dominant, they're finishing those exact types of games. When it's close late, they're winning. That's a real improvement. At the same time, the bigger picture is way more complicated. Against teams under .500, they've been dominant, great record, high scoring, and strong net rating. But against teams above .500, the story flips completely, with a losing record and a negative point differential. That's the split personality of this roster, elite against weaker competition, but shaky when the level rises. And that's what makes this stretch so important. The schedule ahead is loaded with playoff caliber teams, and that's where we'll find out what's real and what isn't. Because beating bad teams in clutch moments is good, but surviving against elite teams is what defines contenders. On the positive side, the balance between LeBron James and Luka Dončić has been a huge storyline. Luka continues to deliver consistent 30-point nights, while LeBron is still playing at an absurd level for someone in his 23rd season. The way they trade off control, sometimes Luka carrying the offense, sometimes LeBron taking over, is what gives this team its ceiling. When it works, it's nearly unstoppable. When it doesn't, it shows up in those ugly losses against top-tier opponents. And that's the real question moving forward. Can this version of the Lakers turn those short bursts of dominance into a full 48-minute identity against the best teams in the league? Because right now, the pattern is clear. They can handle business against weaker opponents and close tight games, but the true contender test is still ahead.